that because, like they do a grid, I could post it in the academy.
Yeah.
It's okay. Do you know what I mean? How does this feel? And I can give them my feedback on that and, give them hints for in future, you could do this. But generally, it's a very interactive place and it's a very authentic place as well. So when I talk in the academy, sometimes I talk about very personal things because it's showing how things are validated in
Yeah.
regards to spiritual practice. So like with Gemma, she's going through a particular situation and they'll see me do her read, a weekly guidance. And then at the end of the weekly guidance, she'll be like, yep, that happened exactly as you said. Do you know what I mean? So it's showing how it plays out. Because also sometimes when you do have a tarot reading or a spiritual reading in any way, it can be a bit, well, you can have a bit of a wobble on this day and it's a bit fake.
Yeah.
Right? So to show how it plays out is, in my opinion, just as important as the message itself. Because if you're farting in the wind, as the expression goes, then what's the point in it all? It's the same. Like I said earlier, I'm not a Catholic. I don't do things with blind faith. I like validation on the work I'm doing. So for the academy, it's a place of affirmation, validation in regards to your spiritual practice and learning how to read that as
Yeah.
well.
I mean, I've been to a few medium nights previously, and to give you an example, I think out of two mediums, I can't remember who they were, but one of them was like, I can. He was doing like remote viewing at their house, and he was like, as I go in, I'll turn left. You've got your living room opposite the door that I've just walked in. You've got a fireplace, and on the fireplace, the spirits are telling me that there's a picture there of your parents that have passed. And the woman turned around and said, "No, I've got no pictures on that mantelpiece at all." And he said, "Well, they're telling me you should have it there." And I'm like, really?
But you've got to remember, this is not a place where we're connecting with loved ones.
Yeah.
This is not that kind of group at all.
Mhm.
This is not, because that's not how I work at all. You've
No,
seen me
no,
work
that
in
was just a
the paranormal
medium
field.
that.
Yeah, but that is not. This is about your personal, unique journey to you and
Mhm.
how you move forward in your spiritual belief system. We
Yeah.
incorporate psychology into that. We look at both sides of the coin. Is it coincidence? Is it just one of those things that's just happened? You know what I mean? We bring the paranormal information through as well, like,
Yeah.
using that as validation. We look at the scientific side and argue both sides of the coin. So it is a very, very authentic space in regards to, we had fun on Sunday. We were doing colours. We were talking colour being of resonance
Yeah.
and adding another energy level into your day and how colours can evoke various emotions within you.
Mhm.
This isn't overly spiritual. It's actually very psychological, right?
Yeah.
And I was posting up photographs of colors, different colors, going through the chakra system, using that as a guide. That
Yeah.
tied it in. So we go, okay, how does the color purple? And I'd gone and got one of those swatch kind of things, which has gone from a dark purple through to the light purple.
Yeah.
And I'm going, right, so let's look at the dark side. How is that making you feel? And actually, there's a very famous painter, I think, don't quote me on this, folks, I think his name is Rocco. And
Okay.
he very famous canvases where everyone was like, I could do that. Yeah, which was basically dark red going in stripes down to a light red
Yeah.
at the bottom. It's so you'd know it if you saw it kind of painting. And the amount of people that are missing the point because it's about evoking emotion through the color spectrum. And that's
Mhm.
what art critics were looking at it with it in mind, was that emotional journey that was linked within the color resonance that was in front of you. Now, when we talk about adding color into our spiritual practice, you're adding another energy level through your crystal grid. So, for example, if you was trying to do to evolve your spiritual awareness, for example, you would use a purple cloth. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's, why would you use a purple cloth? Do you know what I mean? What does it mean to you?
I
And
suppose, yeah. I mean, when you see tarot readers and like the looking into glass ball thing, you know, they've always got that purple tablecloth.
Color of spirituality. It's the color of spirituality. And actually, when you look at your chakra system, purple is the color of your third eye, which you open to do your meditations and your spiritual practice. You talk about opening your third eye, right? So why is the third eye there? Why is it there? Well, it's because that's where your pineal gland sits. So we can actually look at biology and go, that's actually where your pineal gland sits. And when they talk about calcification of your pineal gland and trying to wake that up, sometimes, you know, so we do bring normal, you know, explainable stuff in to explain why this is, because that's the other thing. If, you know, even through the paranormal, both of us have always said, why? Why did ghosts allegedly set off an EMF meter? Where did that thought come from? Do you know what I mean? How did that evolve? So we learn. We went away and we learn. And that's exactly what we're doing in the academy. We're teaching and we're learning and we're looking at it from lots of different angles. So you individually can progress in your way, your unique little way, because your way is not going to be the same as me. I'll bring you the knowledge, and it's up to you to take that forward in the way that feels correct for you and how you work, because nobody works the same. No medium will read the same. No tarot reader will read a spread the same. It's so unique to you, but you always have to start from somewhere. You always have to have a knowledge somewhere, and that interconnectedness of all of these things are very integral into that. And it's about learning how to decipher the dots and utilize the tools that you've got. Why do we buy a cauldron? Why do witches have cauldrons? How do you use it? You buy it. It sits on the side for 20 years, not doing anything.
It's a cooking pot,
What's
isn't it?
the point? That's only one way, though. When we're talking witchcraft, it's a completely different thing. So we're looking at witchcraft tools and ritual tools and how to do different forms of ritual in regards to your spiritual practice. And so far, we've done basic candle magic. We've done cauldron magic. We've done scrying with cauldron magic. We're mixing it up each time as well, showing them different ways of working with the tools that they've got. And, you know, I'm trying stuff I've not tried. I don't know how this is going to work. Let's have a go.
Yeah. No, it sounds good. And what you need to do is when you get your first million or a couple of million at least in the bank through this, you need to buy your own Hogwarts school.
Oh God, that would be awesome.
It would.
That'd be awesome. I haven't quite learned how to transfigure into a cat yet.
No, we were working on it, I'm sure. But going back to the colours, I mean, when I was a kid, people had asked me what my favourite colour was, and I'd say blue. A little bit later on in life, I was told that I was a healer. And then a little bit later after that, I found out that my aura is blue. And blue is that's connected to healing, isn't it? So it all ties in, I reckon.
Yeah, and this is the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the point. What, you know, you go to an auric photographer type person, yeah, completely different subject on that one, but we won't touch that now. But
we'll cover that in the concept show.
Auric colours, yeah, and you go, oh, you know, your aura's got very much a lot of yellow in it, but a bit of orange as well, but there's a little bit of black there too, and blah 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 blah. What the hell does it mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's all well and good saying, oh, you've got I see a pig totem around you. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Great pig. But what does it mean? It's all well and good saying that, but you've got to understand what that creature is and how that creature relates.
It's a symbol, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's all about symbolism. And if you don't know anything about symbolism, or you don't know what these things mean, and varying cultures, because this is cross-cultural as well. You've got how many times have we talked about this? You know what I mean? In the concept show, it's like, you know, there are themes that run through every single culture, right? This is no different in regards to spirituality. There are themes that will run through in regards to spirituality. It might be termed differently, but it will have a meaning.
Absolutely. And I think colours are always prolific in that, isn't it? It's always a colour of some sort. It's just meaning different things in different cultures. Exactly. I know red in China is supposed to be your lucky colour.
It's very lucky.
Yeah, and the reason for that is the red envelopes that the government dish out or something, and it's like a competition thing going on.
It's also the colour of passion.
Yeah. That's
Why
lucky,
is it
isn't
the
it?
colour of passion? Why is it the colour of danger?
Don't know. It sort of goes in hand, doesn't it?
Kind of.
Yeah.
And then when you relate the chakras, where red sits, it actually sits at the base of your spine, which actually relates to, if you think where your base of your spine is, that's basically in your crutch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
And then you go passion and danger. Oh, kind of speaks for itself, really, doesn't it?
It does a bit. Goes hand in hand, that one.
It
Avoid
does.
it at all cost.
But it's dots that people won't necessarily have connected.
Mm.
So that's one of the reasons we were doing it. We had so much fun on Sunday doing it. We always end up laughing or crying, I tell you. And there have been times where we've gone on there and we were both in floods the other day. Both of us had some incredible validation, like literally mind-blowing validation. And we brought that into